Yo guys, my name is Nuri, or The Dutch Guy, and welcome to HITC Football. And if you're not subscribed, do it now, I'm waiting for you. Today we're going to talk about a subject that's very close to my heart as an Ajax fan. We're going to look at Ten Hag's possible starting 11 for Manchester United next season, with possible new signings as well, so stay tuned for that. And no, I'm not only going to pick Ajax players because that would literally be too easy and kind of cheating, but I'm going to look at players that Manchester United could actually get that are not that expensive and that definitely fit Ten Hag's playing style, so let's get right into the video. Today we're going to do it a little bit different because we're not going to start in goal, we're going to start in centre back because I have to talk about one person specifically. I know that throughout the years, Harry Maguire has been the best defender for Manchester United, hell, even the best defender in the league. He's been a rock at the back, he's never made any mistakes. He prevented so many goals, he is quick, probably the best defender in the world, but I'm sorry, the human fridge has to go. Jesus Christ, can somebody explain to me why Manchester United paid more than 80 million for this guy? Hell, they would be lucky if they could even get more than a bag of M&Ms for this guy. I mean, what were they thinking? We need a replacement for this guy and I have the perfect player in mind. Regarding centre backs, I think that United already has a pretty good one in Varane, but as you could see also when he was playing for Real Madrid, he had Sergio Ramos next to him and you could see how much he benefited from having a good defender next to him. And I think that Matthijs de Ligt could be that person for Varane at Manchester United. Why would you go with something different if there's already an option out there that would probably work? Matthijs de Ligt already worked with Ten Hag at Ajax and we all remember that 18-19 season where he was absolutely insane. He's still very young, so there's a lot of potential to grow. The guy is quick, he has a very good slide tackle, he's always well positioned, he can play high up the field. And in the beginning of the year, his agent even said that it's probably better for Matthijs de Ligt to look elsewhere. And to be honest, I think there's more of a future for him at Manchester United than at Juventus. Because at Juventus, they have to redo the whole team, while at Manchester United, I'm convinced that a few targeted signings could do the trick for them. So in my opinion, a centre-back pairing of Varane and Matthijs de Ligt would be perfect for Ten Hag. I know the order of this team is a little bit all over the place, but I don't care, frankly. We're going to goalkeeper now, and David De Gea can definitely stay. Although he's not that great with his feet, which Ten Hag normally likes from his goalkeepers, De Gea is just a very good goalkeeper, and this season he has been in insane form and it's quite ridiculous to sell him now. I don't think that Manchester United will do that. I think they would be absolutely insane if they would actually do that. I think that De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers around and you need a goalkeeper to prevent goals, and that's exactly what he does. To be fair, I don't think it's worth spending a lot of money on a new goalkeeper. Why, you already have one of the best goalkeepers in the world, so don't change that position, leave it exactly the way it is. De Gea stays in goal. Let's look at the left and right back for this team, and these were tough for me. The only player that they have right now that I think could work in the system is Luke Shaw, because potentially he's quite a good player. This year he had a lot of injuries and he just basically hasn't hit his form from last season. If he can stay fit for an entire season, I think that he could actually be quite a good left back, and definitely for a few seasons, this could work for Erik ten Hag. Although the left back is maybe not the best for Erik ten Hag's system, this was by far not the worst because they have a huge problem at right back. For me personally, a perfect replacement could be Nuri Mazraoui, who's playing at Ajax right now, but there are some pretty strong rumors that he has already agreed to deal with Bayern Munich, so I don't think that Manchester United could get him. Probably the cheapest option for Manchester United is to get Diogo Dalot back in. To be fair, he could probably fill in the spot quite well. I think that United should try it because spending a lot of money on a right back is quite difficult, and who should they spend it on? I have no idea who could be a perfect fit for Manchester United at this point. So in order to save money, I think Diogo Dalot could definitely do a job at right back, at least for this season. Moving on to midfield, and I think this is very interesting because this name I haven't really heard that much in the media, but I think that Fabian Ruiz, who's currently playing for Napoli, could be a very good fit for Manchester United. The Spanish midfielder's contract expires next summer and talks with Napoli have stalled, so he could be pretty cheap at this point. And Manchester United fans, just to help you out of this dream, you are not going to sign Frenkie de Jong. It's just not gonna happen. Frenkie de Jong probably doesn't want to leave Barcelona. Barcelona probably doesn't want to sell him, so believe me, this is not going to happen. So in my opinion, a player that would perfectly slot into the Manchester United team for Erik ten Hag would be Fabian Ruiz, because he's a player that can play everywhere in midfield. He can play as a centre mid, he can play as a centre defensive mid, and also even as an attacking midfielder. He's a very technical player that is also capable of scoring a goal, because this season he's already scored 6 times for Napoli. This guy could be perfect for Manchester United and definitely a cheaper option than Frenkie de Jong, who you guys will not sign. Just trust me. And it's also not a given that Manchester United can actually sign Fabian Ruiz, since Atletico Madrid, Barcelona and Real Madrid are also interested in the player. So Ten Hag, you better be quick with this one. And in this midfield, there also needs to be a dedicated defensive midfielder, and I don't have much faith in McTominay. Fred showed that a little bit more further up the field, he can be pretty good, but as a defensive midfielder, he's just not it. So I think that Yves Bissouma could be a perfect replacement for this position. The midfielder has been a revelation at Brighton this season. He showed this season that he can perfectly fill in that defensive midfield spot, and what's not to like for Manchester United? He already told the club that he wants to leave. He should probably cost around 40 million, maybe 50 million, which is quite decent for a player that could definitely fill in a big void in his team. The only thing he has to work on is his aggression, because 10 yellow cards in one season is just not it. And in attacking midfield, Manchester United doesn't have to spend a lot of money because they already have such a good attacking midfielder in Bruno Fernandes. I know this season hasn't been his best season, but 16 goal involvements, 10 goals and 6 assists actually isn't that bad in a team that's not having the best of seasons right now. In the previous seasons, Bruno Fernandes was arguably the best Manchester United player every single campaign. So why would that change now? I'm sure that Bruno Fernandes could easily reach his best form again if the foundation around him is just a little bit better. Bissouma, Varane and Matthijs de Ligt will relieve him from a lot of defensive duties, which will help him flourish in the attack. But if it doesn't work out with Bruno, which I don't think will happen, Erik ten Hag still has Donny van de Beek, who performed perfectly in his Ajax side. And also I hear a lot of rumors from Nkunku, which I also kind of like, but it will be very expensive to get him to the club. And I think money is better spent elsewhere, because with Bruno Fernandes, you have a really good attacking midfielder already. Moving over to right wing, and this is an interesting one. I hear everywhere that Antony could be a very good option, and to be fair, I agree. Antony has been insane for Ajax this season, but I don't think that Ajax will let him go, and he will be also very expensive because Ajax want at least 60 or 70 million for the guy. But he didn't yet prove himself entirely against the top of Europe, and that could potentially be a big mistake if you spend big on a player. That's why I have another former Ajax player in mind that could potentially do very well in this system. Be prepared, you have to do business with Chelsea, but Hakim Ziyech would be perfect for that right hand side for Manchester United. In the 18-19 season, Hakim Ziyech had over 40 goal involvements in all competitions. He scored 16 goals in the Eredivisie, he scored 5 in the Champions League. In my opinion, Ziyech was one of the best players that season. He was the engine of the entire team. And at Chelsea, he has been very unlucky. He had some injuries at crucial moments, but when he played, he has been pretty good always. And at Chelsea, he always played in a system that was never a good fit for him, and he still performed pretty well. And don't be mistaken, apart from his attacking output, Ziyech is also very important in defense because he does a lot there. And in my opinion, he could maybe even be better than Antony, because he showed it in big games, he showed it in the Champions League, he showed it against Real Madrid, he showed it against Juventus, he showed it against Atletico Madrid, he showed it in the Premier League as well. And I think his creative output could be vital for Manchester United. And it's not only smart to get Ziyech in on the right hand side for his qualities, but it's also better for another player that's already in the squad, and it's Jadon Sancho. United spent big money on the Englishman last summer, and I'm sure they're still hoping that it will be worth it. And a step in the right direction would be to just play him on the left side. It's not that difficult. In almost every single season in Germany, the guy had double figures for goals and assists, so why can't he do that for United? You don't often see a player that has the technical abilities like him, the speed, the dribbling. And I think in the right system, with the right coach, he could be a perfect player for Manchester United. And with all of this creativity, with Sancho, with Bruno Fernandes, with Ziyech, there should be a striker that can finish those chances. And if there's still budget, Darwin Núñez could be a perfect striker with the speed and finishing ability. But I still think that Cristiano Ronaldo should be the first striker for Manchester United, and hear me out on this one. I don't have to convince anybody that Cristiano Ronaldo is still an amazing player at 37 years of age. So far this season, Ronaldo scored 18 times, he's the third top scorer, and think about how United would look like without Ronaldo this season. It would be an absolute mess. And if United are smart, they will definitely keep Ronaldo for next season, but there's also another side. Does Ronaldo actually want to stay at Manchester United? If he can't play Champions League, he might not even play Europa League, which I'm sure they will, but there is a chance that they will end up in the Conference League. So if Ronaldo actually decides to leave, I think they have a big problem, because they can't rely on the likes of Marcus Rashford to fill in that striker spot all season. In Darwin Núñez, you get a striker that's quick, that has the finishing abilities. He's already scored close to 30 goals in almost 30 appearances. I think it will just be perfect. And he didn't only show it in Portugal, he also showed it in the Champions League, where he is impressed against Liverpool, for example, against Ajax. So this could definitely be worth the gamble. So guys, that's it. Let's run through the team one more time. In goal, David De Gea will remain in between the sticks for Manchester United. Diogo Dalot will be the right back. The left back will be Luke Shaw. The centre back partnership will be Rafael Varane and Matthijs de Ligt. In midfield, we have Fabian Ruiz. We have Yves Bissouma. As an attacking midfielder, Bruno Fernandes 100% makes the cut. On the left side, it will be Jadon Sancho, and on the right side, Hakim Ziyech. Could be a perfect fit for Ten Hag. And at striker, Cristiano Ronaldo, and if he leaves, Darwin Núñez. So guys, this is my possible lineup for Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United next season, with some new signings of players that I think could do very well in the system. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me, if you think some other players should make it. Be sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace! This is gonna be even more work than I expected. Good luck, Erik Ten Hag.